Hello, here's a little help with the reverse distributive property, or I like to think about it as factoring. So when we are using the reverse distributive property, we are trying to find out what numbers all the terms have in common and put them on the outside of parentheses. So the steps we can use are looking for common factors, and that's one I think that is the most difficult step. Woo, that's a terrible magic pen. Well, anyway, we're going to look for common factors. Then we're going to put the biggest common factor outside a set of parentheses. And we're going to double check our work when we're done with that. So if we can remember these steps and keep them in order, we can do this pretty easily. So the first one we're going to look at is 48 plus 6m. And we're going to pay attention to look for our common factors. So I guess we should probably think of all the numbers that make up 48 and make up 6. I know that they both have a 1 inside them, but I'm not going to use that. They both have a 2. Do they both have a 3? Well, I'm going to use a little calculator to help me cheat. 48 divided by 3. Yep, 3 and 16. Oops, I'm still on the calculator. So I'll put, they both have 2, they both have 3. But now this won't let me type. There we go. Do they both have 4? No. Do they both have 5? No. Do they both have 6? Yes. And that's pretty much all that we can use for both numbers. So the biggest one that we have would be the 6. So we're going to use this number, the 6. I'm going crazy. Okay, so now we have got to put a 6 outside a set of parentheses. I'm going to leave some stuff in blank. And actually, I know that I can keep a plus because this problem has a plus. So I just have to think, what 6 times what gives me that 48? Well, 6 times 8 gives me 48. And then 6 times what gives me 6m? That's 1m, or I can write it just like m. So this should be our answer, but before we do that, I need to double check my work. So I'm just going to hop around here. 6 times 8, and then 6 times m. So let's just double check. 6 times 8 is 48. There's a plus sign. 6 times m is 6m, and that's what we originally started with. So our answer is 6 times the quantity, 8 plus m. Okay, so now let's try another one. Now we have 10m plus 6m, so we have to look for common factors. So some common factors we have are 2, because I'm not going to put 1. 1 doesn't really count. Do they both have 3 in common? No. Do they both have 4? No. Do they both have 5? No. Do they both have 6? No. Okay, so there's only really one number that's a common factor. But take a look. They also have a variable in common. So we can use that. We can say that they also have an m. So a 2 and an m are going to have to go on the outside of parentheses. So let me set this up. 2m parentheses, blank, blank, blank. There's an addition sign and then blank. Okay, so we're going to be thinking 2m, 2 times what is going to give us 10m? 5. Okay, that was pretty easy. 2 times what is going to give me 6? 3. And then we're going to check it. So we have to go from here to here, and then here to there. Okay, let's check it out. 2m times 5 is 10m. There's an addition sign. 2m times 3 is 6m. And is that what I had to start with? Yeah. So my answer is great. I did it. That is the factored way. Let's try another one. 20r plus 16z. Okay, the first thing I notice is that we have an r and a z, and they don't have anything in common, so I'm not going to be able to put them in my thought bubble. But let's start looking at what a 16 and a 20 has in common. They have a 1 in common, but that's not going to help us. They both have a 2. They do not have a 3, but they have a 4. Do they have 5 in common? No. 6? No. 7? No. 8? No. 9? No. 10? No. 11? No. Okay, 2 and 4 is really what it is. So the biggest number we're going to be using, yeah, you guessed it, is that 4. So the 4 has to go on the outside of parentheses. So here we go. A 4, and I'm going to leave, something with an R plus something with a Z and a parentheses. So now I have to start thinking. 4 times what is 20? 5. 4 times what is 16? 4. And let's double check our work. Okay, almost ready to do some math. 4 times 5r is 20r. 4 times 4z is 16z. And it's exactly what we started with. So this is the correct answer. That's a little bit bigger. Okay? Whoop. Stay there. And here's another one. 36 take away 9z. Alright, well, we're going to look for our common factors. And I don't have a letter in common, so I'm going to think about my numbers. Let's make this a little bit bigger. Okay, do they both have 1 in common? Yes, but I'm not going to use it. 2? No. 3? Yes. 4? No. 5? No. 6? No. 7? No. 8? No. No. 9? Yes. And that's as big as I can go because 9 is my smaller number. So, which one am I going to pick? Well, the one that's going to give us more bang for our buck is this 9. So 9 goes on the outside of parentheses, which I'm getting ready to do. 9, parentheses, there's a minus, so I have to keep that. Okay, let's think. Oh, I should put Z. 9 times something is 36. 9 times 4 is 36. 9 times something is 9z. I could put 1, but I also could just write that like, take that out, and that should be that could be a final answer. So we should check it. 9 times 4, and then 9 times z. Okay, 9 times 4 is 36. There's a minus sign. 9 times z is 9z. And is that what I started with? It sure is. That's our answer. I hope you're getting the hang of this. So here's another one we have. 21 and 14. Okay? So I don't see y's in common, so I'll start thinking about numbers. 21 and 14. Okay. Is there a 2 in common? No. Is there a 3? No. 4? No. 5? No. 6? No. 7? Yes. 8? No. 9? No. 10? No. I know they don't really have 14 in common, so this 7, it's all I can come up with. So the 7 is going to go on the outside of the parentheses. So I will write that down. 7 on the outside, parentheses, a plus, and then a y. And let's get to thinking. 7 times what is 21? 7 times 3 is 21. 7 times what is 14? Yep, 2y. So let's check our math. Okay. 7 times 3 is 21. 7 times 2y is 14y. So, do they look like, yep, what I originally had. That's the answer. So we just factored out a 7. And I don't have any more left for you to do. So just a reminder, you have to look for the common factors. You could use a multiplication chart or a calculator. You're going to put the biggest common factor outside of the parentheses like we did here. And then you double check your work, and that's why I use these little arrows to help me.